call the meeting to order. And we do have a quorum. All three commissioners are present. And Colonel Averill, would you like to lead us in the flag salute this morning? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Public comment? Sean Bell? Is that correct? Okay, thank you.
My name is Sean Bell. I am
Wait till you get to your microphone.
I'm sorry. My name is Sean Bell. I'm a renewable energy developer, and I am the developer. I work for RES Americas, and we are currently in the process of developing a wind facility on property owned by Weyerhaeuser, just out here. And that wind facility will produce 136.9 megawatts of renewable energy, and it'll be sold to Puget Sound Energy. And I'm just here to introduce myself and the project and start the dialogue with the county.
Oh, okay.
Was this a project out there or out there?
It's a project out this direction. It's out, if I have my directions right, you know where the Centralia coal plant is. It's about 15 miles to the south and east of that
Southeast?
facility. Yeah.
And okay. And is part of it in Thurston County?
It's all wholly located in Lewis County at this
Okay.
point. The project was split into two counties
Yes.
originally, but due to some significant concerns by the DOD and others, we've removed the turbines that were located or going to be located in Thurston County.
Okay.
So now we're in the process of working with Lewis County on the permitting piece, and we believe it'll be an EIS, but we don't have a determination on that yet.
Okay, good.
Well, I had heard something about, because I attended one of your public
Yes,
meetings
yeah.
at Centralia College, and that at that point it was Thurston and Lewis County, but Lewis County had the majority of the turbines at that point.
That's correct, yeah. Now it's all, 38 turbines will be located within Lewis County. So there'll be the tax revenue and then also the employment of the folks out there. Probably will come from Lewis County, would be my guess.
So at that meeting that I attended, there were some folks from the Audubon Society that
Yes.
said there was marbled murrelet. Was that in
Yes.
Thurston County, I hope?
Well, it's actually in both counties. Say the birds, they don't stop at the county line. They continue through the counties. But along that line of questioning, we're actually going to D.C. on Wednesday. We've got a meeting with the service on Thursday to talk through some of what we have to do is we have to get what's called an HCP, which is a habitat conservation plan, which is it's a permit to take the bird. And the definition of take is disturbance or threatening or killing the bird. And so we've been working with the service, with a local regional office for about 2 years now. And we've got a whole litany of studies that we've done on not just the marbled murrelet, but also the other birds that are out there in the area. So the golden bald eagles, of course, and murrelets are the big ones. Other big raptors are significant. So anyway, I'll leave my contact information and happy to answer questions as
Before
they
you
come up.
go,
Yes, sir.
Before you go, are you from here in Centralia?
I am from Portland, Oregon.
Okay, because my wife is a Bell.
Oh,
She
really?
happens to have a brother named Sean, and I'm meeting more relatives as we go, so I just thought I'd ask the question.
Well, you never know. I mean,
true.
it depends on. We'll have to do the Ancestry.com.
There you go.
Yeah.
Can do that. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
Thank you.
All right.
Well,
thank you very much.
Okay.
I move that we approve the consent items, approval of minutes of December 4th, 2017, and Resolution 17-358, approval of warrants and claims against various departments.
Second.
Good morning, Commissioner. Suzette Smith, Chief Accountant, Auditor's Office, here to present to you Resolution number 17-358. This is the weekly approval of warrants against the various county departments. Last week, we issued 231 regular warrants, number 781181 through 781280, and 781592 through 781732, for a total of $2,540,805.33. In addition, we had payroll on December 5th. We issued 673 automatic deposits and warrants for payrolls and benefits. Warrants were numbers 781281 through 781457. Automatic deposits were number 1 through 496, for a total of $3,666,585.45. In addition, we note the following warrant sequence as a skip. These warrants were issued on behalf of our special purpose districts. Number 781458 through 781591. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Suzette. Okay, a motion is made and second to approve 2 consent items. That's approval of the December 4th, 2017 minutes, and also Resolution 17-358, approval of warrants. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Thank you.
I move that we approve the deliberation items beginning with Resolution 17-359 to 17-363, and then also Resolution 17-365.
Second.
Good morning. Danette York, Director of Public Health and Social Services, and I'm speaking to the first 2 resolutions. The first one is 17-359, which is a resolution to approve the contract amendment A to the Consolidated Homeless Grant with the Washington State Department of Commerce. So this is our big contract that we receive from the State Department of Contract on an annual basis. This Amendment A provides extra funding and extends the time period. It will go from November 1st, 2017 through June 30th of 2019. It is adding $86,000, which brings the total of the contract for that time period up to $1,368,175. And then, of course, we take these funds and then subcontract those out to our area providers that provide the direct services to our residents.
And knowing that November 1st was last month, and we're doing this in December, it's usually a lag coming down
That's
to us
correct.
from Olympia.
Yeah, there's usually a bit of a lag period in order for them to get the contract completed to us, and then, of course, for us to go through our process to get it on your agenda. Second item is resolution number 17-360, and this is to approve awarding our chemical dependency mental health therapeutic courts 0.1% sales and use tax funds to our local agencies. What this resolution does is give the authority to me and my department to negotiate the contracts with our partners within the community that will use these funds over the next 2 years. So this is a 2-year grant cycle. It goes January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2019. The total amount that we will be awarding is $465,097. Of that, $255,986 is for the calendar year 2018, and the remainder of $209,111 will be for the calendar year of 2019. You will see individual contracts come back in front of you to be approved and actually awarded to each agency. This resolution just gives us the authority to move forward with those contracts.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Danette.
And the next one, we have Resolution 17-361, and this is the personal service agreement with Robert Weidner, and he is our, I'm not going to read the whole thing here, but he is our lobbyist back in Washington, D.C., and he supports SRS, which is a vital funding source, especially for public works. And I see Eric coming up here, and if he would like to make some additional comments, that's fine. I'm in contact with him right now, and I know that through the legislative process back in Washington, D.C., it is somewhat cumbersome, and he gives us regular updates on this, but this SRS is a very vital source of funding, and they look like they're making progress, and there's no guarantees back in Washington, D.C., simply because it's Washington DC. But it looks good right now, and I think they're going to go back and do 2017 or 16 and 17, and then the goal is to get it through 2022. And again, this is funding for the Forest Service and different projects, especially we have I know the one program, Discovery Team. It funds most of the Discovery Team. That's a private partnership with the DNR, or excuse me, with the Forest Service, who puts probably about 15 people to work up there. And basically, with the lack of funding the Forest Service has received over the years, they have picked up the slack. They do a lot of brush cutting, clearing, doing those things. And also it provides a lot of soft skills for kids coming out. So it's quite a large chunk of change, and those programs are vital, especially for the East End, and again, also for our public works too, so for road projects. So we'll get you more information. Hopefully that's going to pass soon, and we'll keep you updated on that.
Thank you, Commissioner. Eric Martin, Director of Public Works. Prior to 2016, that funding was bringing in at times close to $1 million. It varied from year to year, but and that really helped supplement our maintenance program, and it's going to be impactful if we do not get that funding back very, very soon. So.
And the other, probably just to add on to that too, is some of the money that is set aside that the Public Works also uses to clear roads that do not belong to the county. They're federal lands, and especially when you're going across Skate Creek and heading over to LB through there, that belongs to the Forest Service. So we have provided assistance on that. Public Work has. So those are important funds. So. Thank you.
I'm also speaking to Resolution 17-362 and 17-363. 17-362 is a resolution to approve the reopening of a portion of Bunker Road to all through traffic. So in 2005, the county received a letter from the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife, and they were concerned about water over the roadway as a potential hazard to not only vehicles but also to aquatic species in that area. And so at that time, the county decided to close the road between October 15th and April 15th. Just winter time, we just closed the road until we could find a solution to that. Over the past few years, the Lewis County Conservation District has been working on a project out there, and they've completed that project now. Fish and Wildlife has a chance to review the project and its impacts, and has stated that they are now find it acceptable to open that road. So this resolution will reopen that road to all the traffic all year round now. Any questions? You can see the map there where the closure was. Right. Bunker Road is south of at the far west end of Bunker Creek Road. It goes to the south. Ingalls Road goes to the north.
And at the office of the Chehalis Basin meeting, we saw Bob Amrine, and we thanked him because he was the one that made this happen for us from the Conservation District.
Yeah, Public Works is going to be working on a letter of thanks as well. So, okay. Resolution 17-363 is a resolution to approve initiating county road construction projects and assigning county road CRP numbers, county road project numbers. So most of these new project numbers you see up here are for some of our general programs that allow us to do construction in various parts of the county, like our 3R program, Paths and Trails, emergent construction projects, and our countywide miscellaneous safety and guardrail. But I will point you to a couple of new projects that we'll be working on this year, which includes the Esham Road safety improvements that we got a little bit of grant money to work on. For some design, and then also our Silverbrook Road improvements, which is that vital piece that we're going to be working on to raise Silverbrook Road to make sure that there's passage between the east and west ends of the county, even when we get some flooding. So,
I appreciate the Esham Road, since that's another road well-traveled to get to Centralia High School, along with Borst Avenue, so that's...
Yeah, the timing's good so that we can kind of coordinate that design with the Borst Avenue design as it's going on, so.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Eric.
Morning, Commissioner. Steve Walton, Central Services Director, speaking to Resolution Number 17-365. This is a resolution to amend Section 3 of Resolution 16-332. Resolution 16332 was the resolution that adopted the 2017 budget. Section 3 of that resolution restricts the transfer of budget appropriations for salaries and benefits to other budget line items without the consent of the Board of County Commissioners through resolution. At this point in the current budget year, this is typical that we remove that restriction that is established in Section 3 that will allow the transfer of budget appropriations for salaries and benefits to be used in other line items in the budget. It gets us to a bottom line budget scenario for the remainder of this current budget year. And this is typically what we do. Are there any questions? Thank you.
Okay. A motion is made and seconded for 6 deliberation items. First off was 17-359 through 17-363, and then we have one out of order. We skipped one, and that is resolutions 17-365. So any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passed. Thank you. Okay. Now we're going to go into our hearing portion, and this is to approve a franchise to the City of Centralia to construct, operate, and maintain utilities in Lewis County right-of-ways. At this time, we will first have a staff report followed by question and answer period. We will then close a question and answer period for the hearing for formal testimony, and anyone wishing to for public testimony has 3 minutes. And then we've got a sign-up sheet over there on the podium, and we'll go ahead and ask for the staff report now.
Larry Unselman, Real Estate Services Manager with Public Works, speaking to Resolution 17-364 to consider granting a non-exclusive franchise to the City of Centralia for utilities on Lewis County Road rights-of-way. This franchise is a renewal, first of all, and it covers their water, sanitary sewer, electrical, and their stormwater facilities. This franchise replaces the current franchise that's expiring this year, and it generally covers those areas outside of the City of Centralia but served by the city. And it extends westerly to the Cooks Hill area, easterly out through the Little Hannaford area, south down to Chehalis city limits, and then northerly to the North Lewis County boundary. The non-exclusive franchise is being granted pursuant to and in conformance with RCW 36.55 and Lewis County Codes 12.25 through 12.50. The Resolution 17-333 that was passed by this board on November 13th of 2017 set this date as a date for hearing on this franchise matter, and it called for the required notifications. 3655 RCW requires that no hearing be held on a proposed franchise until 5 days after the last publication and 15 days after posting of notice in 3 public places. Publication is to be twice in the official newspaper for publication in the county. The publication did occur on November 14th and 21st in the Chronicle, and a notice of the franchise was posted in 3 public places. The franchise, with a 5-year term, has been sent to the applicant, the City of Centralia, for review, and they've accepted the terms of the franchise and have signed the franchise and sent it back to us. It would be the recommendation of the Public Works Department that the franchise to the City of Centralia for water, sanitary sewer, electrical, and stormwater facilities be granted at this time.
Any questions? Okay. At this time, if there's any, do we have anyone that signed up? Any questions? I don't think so. No. Okay, we'll go ahead and close the closed question and answer period. Now we'll ask staff, would you like to have your comments incorporated into the hearing?
Yes, I would, please.
Okay. Now we're going to open the hearing for public testimony. None? Okay. We'll go ahead and close the hearing for public testimony.
Okay. I move that we adopt Resolution 17-364, franchise to the City of Centralia to construct, operate, and maintain utilities in Lewis County rights-of-way.
Second.
Okay. Motion is made and second to approve Resolution 17-364 for the approved to franchise for the City of Centralia to construct, operate, and maintain utilities in Lewis County right-of-ways. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Thank you. Now we'll go ahead for the good of the order. Thank you, Larry.
Well, I'd like to say that there's a lot of things going on last weekend in Lewis County from one end to the other. And I attended some events in Morton, and they also have a parade for Christmas. They also light their park, and they had a play called Bah Humbug going on with all children probably under the age of 14 playing those parts. When I was over in Morton, there was an entity that receives LTAC funds, and before they started, the manager said, okay, how many of you people are from 50 miles or more? How many of you learned about this event on Facebook? How many of you are spending the night? So they were using the LTAC questions that we use, and I'm really appreciative of that endeavor, that they truly try to get that information for us, so when they meet with us for LTAC dollars, they can answer those questions.
They're doing a good job.
Yes. Also attended the World War II dinner at the Veterans Memorial Museum, and we brought some rosies there. And I was really struck because Chip Duncan, the director, tried to get somebody from World War II to be the speaker. And we probably had maybe half the veterans there that from the past, because people have died, but nobody wanted to speak. Nobody, so he presented on his grandfather, who was in World War II. But it's just a sign of the times that the greatest generation, those folks who fought a war and were very patriotic, and they are passing away, which is unfortunate. But we should learn from them.
Well, the Centralia Tractor Parade was a long parade. We've been in it in the past, so when you're in the parade, it doesn't seem like it because you're going around, but it was fun though. It was very enjoyable. It was a little bit cold, but that's better than the rain that we normally get. So lots of participants, lots of crazy displays, and it was very good. Lots of kids, everyone's involved, so it was an enjoyable time. I had my grandson who was getting lots of candy, and he even said, "Grandpa, I've got enough candy. Let's go." So
Yes.
we went to Blarney's. We went over to Blarney's and got something to eat, and we're continuing to watch the parade. So
Yes.
it was very, very good, and
Oh.
congratulations to the City of Centralia and all the organizers. They do,
Oh,
and really
my.
the whole county, because we know that they come from the entire county. So thank them. It was fun. And unfortunately, I was not able to be up at Morton because we had a special meeting with the AAA up in Olympia, and it went very, very long, and I didn't get a chance to get back. So one of those things that happened. So Edna was there, though.
Yes,
Very good.
yes.
Very good.
And that Centralia Parade, I don't know, this is the 8th year, and when it started, there were 13 entries. And this one, we had 87, and one of those had 4 different entries, big vehicles, one with a biggest candy cane I've ever seen in my life.
I know.
It was a great event, and prior to that, Centralia had a Christmas time at the depot, and they had vendors, and we had our George Washington there, and while I was there, I'm saying, so where are you from? How'd you find out about us? And some came from Seattle, some came from Portland, they came on the train. Folks were at the wrestling tournament, they came in. It was a really good time, and I think Centralia Downtown Association and the City of Centralia really deserve a lot of applause for that event. And anybody trying to get out of there, the traffic was backed up because they wanted to go see the wonderful fireworks that Lee Combs arranged for. So it was quite the time in Centralia. In fact, Sunday when I'm driving through, I'm like, it's so quiet. There's hardly anybody here compared to the night before.
Yeah, it was very good.
Colonel Averill, as you are coming to the podium, as I know that you will, I wanted to tell you, sir, that I have been a fan of the Black Knights from Army for
yes.
many, many years, and the reason I am is because my first cousin, Bill Jackson, played starting guard at Army for 4 years, and then he fulfilled his commitment to the service. In fact, I think he retired with the service a number of years ago. But watching them beat Navy for the second year in a row was quite satisfying, and in a snowstorm, it was really funny because they heat that field, and they only heat the yard marker lines, so it looked like a big checkerboard out there. But it was a great football game and had a lot of fun watching that.
It's a good thing that neither one of the teams had a passer. So
You weren't throwing in that weather.
As a result, it was mostly a running attack. I was really concerned at the end of the game, as you could probably recognize, as Navy is driving and getting within field goal range. And he fortunately hooked it, and it saved the victory. But unfortunately, again, I hate to admit this with the captain here, but we lost for 14 years in a row. So winning 2 is very satisfactory, Captain.
It was a lot of fun seeing
It was a close game.
And while we're talking
the
football,
Commander-in-Chief's trophy up there with snow all over it. It was quite
while
something.
we're talking football, Ohio State's next in the Cotton Bowl. So, Ohio State's not playing one of those patsy big teams. They're going to get Pac-12 this time.
Yes.
I do want to bring you kind of an update on where we are with the senior centers. We had our meeting last week on Thursday, and we finalized the budget contract. So and we looked at the appendices in there. We did make one change to the job description for the director of the senior center. Was principally areas of board authority over of the director. So all of that has gone forward, and your meeting that you had, Commissioner, did you approve the contract at that meeting? So that contract is now approved, and it'll get signed by Jim Henderson this week. We've started the process of the turnover. I've got currently about a 5-page list of to-dos that we have to accomplish in order to do this. One of them we want to thank you for. I asked Steve Walton if he could check to see if the van was available to be washed down, because it's quite old, and we currently need a van because we take the food from the Twin Cities Center out to the other 5 sites. That is working. Hopefully by next week we'll have a resolution, because we have the van, the computers, and the printers that we need to have
Colonel, not to interrupt you, but Don Bradshaw also spoke to me about a van. Are we talking about the same van, the one in Winlock? Okay.
Yeah. And we've already, Don is also getting the thing for the door that'll have Lewis County seniors on it and replace it when it gets turned over. We're really happy about that, because we had in our budget put $7,000 aside if we had to purchase a van, and this will make it very good for us because we'll get at least a small savings in that area. We do have a couple of fundraisers coming up we want you to know about on tomorrow evening. Unfortunately, you probably won't be able to make it, Commissioner Fund, because it's during the City Council meeting.
Okay.
But there is a show at Woodward Estates in behind Steck Clinic there. It's a John Denver.
Tribute.
Yeah, well, he imitates John Denver. He looks a lot like him when you see the picture. So at any rate, it's a fundraiser for the senior centers there as well. So if people can go in there, we'd like that. Another fundraiser that we're running up through Christmas is there's a Christmas house that Optimist is running with Santa Claus in behind that parking lot where the Centralia Rifle Club is. And the seniors will be working with that too and get part of the profits from that, which is running from here on the 9th all the way to while the Lee Combs display is going on in the park there. So both of those things will be fundraisers, and we need them. One other thing that occurred is that we originally, when we were looking at possible fundraising activities of establishing a thrift store, and Lynn Ford was working on it for the seniors. Lynn is also a member of AAA, sits on the advisory committee. And Lynn, at any rate, the location that Lynn wanted had previously belonged to visiting nurses, and they were storing things in there and was not available. But last week they turned it loose. It's available now, and so Lynn is back looking at establishing that thrift store activity. Unfortunately, it takes some startup money, and our budget is really bare. And our priority is to keep the nutrition program going and serving that population. So we've asked Lynn to work with the individual centers to see if they can come up with. We need about $50,000 to get that center started with stocking and initial salaries and things until it starts producing money. And so we'll be working on that. That is in progress, so we'll just currently see how things are going. But we've got a lot of work, but it looks like we're heading in the right direction. So, any questions?
Good update. Good update. Thank you.
Thank you.
And again, we can still use the United Way to
Right.
donate, so we'll get that information out, and it's time for me to change mine, and
Yes.
part of that will be donated to the seniors, so. Okay. Any questions? Susan? Justina?
I was going to mention that the House of Representatives Ag and Natural Resources Committee is having a work session tomorrow. Jim Walsh said their main topic, their only topic, is Hearst, the Hearst decision. So we'll see how that moves things ahead, as all of us are awaiting Hearst and the capital budget to be finalized.
We'll see. More to come, right?
More to come.
More to come.
We always say that.
Okay. Anything else?
With no further business, I move to adjourn.
Second?
Okay, motion is made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Thank you.
You are invited to immerse yourself in the beauty of nature in all four corners of Lewis County, Washington. From our fields to your table, farms in the west share their bounty. Limitless landscapes, forests and mountains beg to be explored in the east. Fish our many rivers and lakes in the south, and discover where history and culture intersect in our twin cities. Explore it all by visiting our Facebook page and plan your next getaway at discoverlewiscounty.com. Culture, history, and adventure all come alive when you discover Lewis County.